What have we been up to since the last time I updated? A lot, actually. So, one of the things we did, I'll start with this. See from this angle, because of course there's a tree in the way that I need to clear out. One of the things we did was put an air conditioning unit on this building here. Why would you put an air conditioning unit on a shed? Well, the answer is because that's going to be our cold room. That's where we're going to be processing animals and things like that. It's already got power. We're going to try to get some water out here to it. But the idea is that this will be our cold room. Right now we're using it as a shed. It's got a air conditioner in it too, because we did have to hang an animal and leave it there for a few days, and we cranked the air conditioner up and it worked pretty well. Needs some better seals on those doors, things like that. But in the meantime, it's going to be our cold room. So that's thing number one that we've been doing. Thing number two we've been doing is clearing a lot of brush. Let me show you what we've done so far. So we have these shoals of trees all the way around our property, and they're just completely overgrown. As you can see, I've got piles of brush here, over there, tons of piles of brush. So we're gonna rent a big wood chipper and get rid of a lot of it. We're gonna use the wood chips I got various plans for those. But that's what we're going to do. And you can see this area now, it's not perfect because it's not done yet. Much better. You can actually walk through there without, getting tangled in too many of the bushes. But the idea is that we're going to clear all these areas out so that we can get some better growth. Big fan of cutting down live stuff, but you have to cut it down sometimes. You have to cut the live stuff down sometimes to get the dead stuff out. There's a ton of dead stuff in there. Live stuff in there. We had the pigs in here for a long time, and they did a pretty decent job, but I think there was just too much even for them. And they kept getting out. So anyway, some of this stuff is just way too tall for them, so I've cut it down. You can see already we've got the goats digging into the leaves that we cut down, so they will be definitely getting lots and lots of that stuff. I'll be putting it in their area as we cut down live stuff. It'll go, let them trim the leaves off and then throw it in the brush pile, one of the brush piles, so that we can run it through the wood chipper. I've kind of showed this before, but I'm going to show it again. This is our winter pig home. So they're going to be staying in what was the garden over the winter. They're going to tear it up really good. They've already torn it up really good. Hopefully when spring comes, we will have a good solid area with very few weeds, very little growth in it, and obviously their fertilizer to help us start the garden again. So we will, in the spring we'll move them out of here. We'll put them back in on pasture again and just till this up really good. They keep knocking their building down. These pieces of wood here used to be part of that A-frame that my daughter set up so that they could have something for beans and stuff to grow up. And we figured we'll just put some tarps on the side for shelter for them, and they knocked down in the first day or two, and then the wind helped them a little bit, and so now they're so I kind of just rebuilt a pyramid and wrapped the tarp around it, and they just need someplace out of the wind. They all just pile up in a big pig pile, and we're going to throw some hay. I'm hoping to find some corn hay, it's not really hay at that point, but basically corn stalks rolled up into a big hay bale. I saw one of the farmers around here doing that the other day, so I'm going to hopefully get a hold of some of that stuff, throw that in here for them, so that they've got stuff to make bedding, so they got stuff that they can eat. Obviously, we're feeding them now that it's in their winter area. They've pretty much eaten everything in here. I thought it would take them a little bit longer, but yeah. Another plan for food for them beyond the feed that we're already giving them. I'll take you down and show you where that is and what we're going to do with that, or how we're going to do that, or at least what I'm planning. But we're going to go take a walk to do that. I'm going to show you this area right here. This area is one of the other areas, like the area that I just showed you. This is how overgrown that other area was. We had the pigs in here for a couple of months, and they cleared it out as much as they could, but it's just so overgrown. So we're clearing it out little by little. I'm doing one shoal at a time. I'm calling them shoals of trees. And then trying to get them cleaned out as much as possible. New growth, grass will grow in there, all kinds of stuff will grow in there. Grasses, I should say. And we are, wherever we're tilling up and stuff, whenever we till something up like this or tear it up, we are trying to replant natural or native native grasses, so that it's more, it's better for the environment, so that we don't have invasive species, and not really caring about lawn, more about keeping our animals fed and things like that. And as much as we can, we want to try to do native species so that we get some, so that it's native, so it's more natural, and so it'll grow better on its own, things like that. But we have a lot of work to do. As you can see, most of our property looks like this, and it's a mess. So we're gonna try to work that out. It's on both sides of the driveway here, but we're almost to the spot where I want to show you. So this area is affectionately known as the pond. It is, oh look, an owl. I don't know if you could see that or not, but there's an owl up in the crook of that tree there. It does live in this area, so that's kind of cool. I think that's its nest right up there. Anyway, as I said, this area is affectionately known as the pond. I was just showing you this side of the driveway. I say affectionately known as because it's drier than a bone, and has not collected water. We had a really dry year this year, so hopefully next year will be different. My plan is actually to come down here with the tractor, and knock all these really tall grasses down as much as I can, and then scoop them up, use a trailer, pull all of this stuff out of here. I don't have any way to hay it, and there's too much bramble down there to actually run any kind of a hay bind or anything like that. So I'm going to just use the bush hog, knock it all down, and then come out, pick it up, throw it in the trailer, and then take it up and just give it to the pigs. Whether they eat it or they use it for bedding or whatever, it doesn't really matter. They will have a bunch of stuff. And this is just a really small sampling. You can see here it goes all the way across over to the fence line over there. And so I want to use as much of this stuff as I possibly can for them. I'd love to get a scythe or something like that down here, but like I said, there's too much bramble in there, and we didn't clear it out ahead of time, so it just didn't work out the way I wanted. But that's okay. So hopefully this stuff will give them some bedding and something to eat over the winter, and that'll be good. That'll be good for them. So it's one more step toward trying to keep them fed and stuff. We've been up to a lot of that kind of stuff, trying to get actually, hang on a second. We have these paths all over our property, which I need to come in here with the tractor and kind of mow them down again. But the previous owners cut these really nice paths through here. This one is kind of on the edge of the pond here. The pond is right down in there. You can't see it, but it's kind of on the edge of the pond, and I'm walking around to get a better view of the pond. Like I said, pond. This is the line between our property and our neighbor's property, and you can see there's a lot of stuff down in the bottom of the pond down there. It's not great feed, but it would make good bedding if it was cut, and that's kind of what I'm going for. So we're going to come down here. I was thinking maybe I can get the tractor down here, but that's too steep of a slope, so I may have to ask them if there's a way we can get the tractor down in through there on their property, maybe over there, that's that slope right there. I don't know how we get there. Have to talk to them. We'll figure it out. But the idea is this is what I'm talking about, all this stuff. It's got to be 6 or 8 feet tall, most of that, and it'd be great if we could use some of that, again, I'm nervous about getting the trying to get the tractor down in there. But I'd love to get the tractor down in here, cut all this down with a trailer, pick it all back up, and then bring it up to the pigs. That would be a ton of food for them. We'll see. We'll see if I can get a tractor down there or not. These are some of the areas last year that we put the goats in. Right here, this was all trees and stuff that's high, 6 foot high here. I've come in and cut some of it down, but you can see that it's already starting to regrow and healthy stuff. Again, this one is another one of the areas where I put them. And you can see the grasses are coming back nice. Kids built a little stick for it there. And this is where the pigs were for a long time. I did go through there with the tractor a little bit, knock some of that stuff down. I need to go in there and get more of it. And the same thing over here. This is another area where the pigs were, and they did a great job clearing this stuff out. If you give them a smaller area, what we've discovered, if you give them a smaller area, you see this little area right here, they took it right down to the dirt. And this area, they took right down to the dirt when we gave them a smaller area. And as you can see, we just need to cut these growth back. So originally, or when we lived in our last place, we had chickens. Lots and lots of chickens. And this place, we have one chicken at the moment. We brought some chickens with us. We've bought some chickens since then. And we have predators around here, including a bobcat and coyotes, and they just keep taking them out. And I built a chicken coop in here originally, and it would have been good enough for other places, but if you got a bobcat and coyotes, yeah, it wasn't good enough. So I'm clearing this area out really well. I'm going to build it up against the side of the barn there, and then I'm going to actually build another chicken coop in this area. I want them to have some shade, so I'm leaving some of the trees up, but this is going to be their area, is this whole area right here, out to about there, and then over to here where the shade is, but I'm going to stop it at the edge of the building. So we'll have a nice fence line right here, it goes over there, and then over here, and I'll build a chicken coop, an actual coop right there, with this being their area. So that's my goal. I have it mostly cleared out. That was my goal today, was to get this area cleared out. It required cutting down that tree thingy right there, which is fine. I dragged all the tree over by all the stuff that I cut down is either in the goat fence right there, which they're out wandering around, cutting or eating more things that I cut down. But they can go in there at night and eat that stuff. And the other parts of what I cut down, I'm giving to the pigs, because the pigs also like the forage off of those. They are forage animals, so they do really well with that. So anyway, that's where we are at the moment. Doesn't look like I did a big lot, but there was a lot of brush in this area, ton of it actually. So I did actually do quite a bit of work. So I just need to go cut up those branches so I can actually get them in the pig pen. So hoping you can see behind me in these trees, we are beginning to see the beginnings of fall here. Just the beginnings. Just starting to see a few trees changing colors here. This is kind of my favorite time of day. As the sun's starting to set, obviously it's starting to get cooler. Usually this is the time of day where I'm wrapping things up and trying to get, the last things done. I did work some more on this area right behind me. My kids put a sign up so you know which way you're supposed to be going. There's another tree that I took down. This is a live tree. You can see they've stripped almost everything off of it, the goats have. They're still working on it a little bit, so I'll leave it there for tonight. Clean it up in the morning. My 2-year-old and his mower. He likes to run it around, push it around a lot, make lots of noise. Right. So, focused a lot on the pigs last day or so. Hello, piggy. How are you? But I want to show, today I took down 4 or 5 different trees, and I put most of the leaves, or the tops of the trees in here. wanted to show you. I thought, oh, they'll have forage for a couple of days. Silly me. They got one tree that's got some forage left on it. They've been chewing on it. They've got a little bit down there. And that's about it. That's about all they got left. And yeah, so they've been eating up quite a bit here. And I'm gonna be, now that I know that this works pretty well, I will be getting more for them. We may just end up piling it in here, but we'll see how that goes. Hey, Piggy, did you like all the leaves today? Yeah, how about you? Yeah, looking good. Yeah, they're all looking pretty good, actually, at the moment. The two mamas are still both pretty thin. And I need to probably separate the two of them, try to keep them, their babies away from them. He wants to play. But, yeah, probably get those two separated so that they put some weight back on. Quite a bit of research on these pigs right here. And they are Juliana Big Black Cross, but they look so much like wild pigs, which is why we're having trouble selling the babies. I do have a farm that I've been working with. Or another homesteader, basically, that I've been working with. And they've been trading us pigs for different things. They traded us pigs for goats last time, and now they're trading us pigs. They traded us 2 more pigs, and when I actually get the chicken coop set up, they're going to give us a bunch of chickens for the 2 pigs that we just gave them. So, yeah, they're being really helpful, but we may end up having to suck it up and just take what's left of these and butcher them ourselves. She is going to go once she gets fattened back up. And then we're going to focus just on the Mangalitsa's, which we need to get a new boar for. So our goats are actually, all except for our male, actually came from that other farm. So they've been super helpful. I should say all except for the male and that little baby back there. She was born here, our first one born here, so yeah. All right, so we got a lot of projects going on still. Obviously, we got lots to accomplish. I haven't covered even really scratched the surface here about what we're gonna do. Yeah, it's getting late for this evening, and I've got a driver back there on my tractor. So I should probably move off the bucket before he decides to start it up and throw us someplace. Actually, we can't start it, so no danger there. No danger, I promise. But anyway, so if you enjoyed this video, please give us a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and share it with your friends, and we'll talk to you next time.